Well, we're talking about Exxaro, and Wayne has promised to take us into the Eskom relationship here. It does export coal, and as Wayne pointed out, this one delivers extensively to Eskom on the coal front.
Yeah, and then remember, it also has that significant minority interest in the Sishen Iron Ore company, which kind of is the same asset that Kumba owns. So there's an iron ore function, but that comes in below the line. The operating assets are the coal business.
Market cap here, 37.8 billion rand, a price to earnings ratio of 9.5, dividend yield of 4.2%. So let me come back to the sustainability of Eskom.
You cannot, now look, Eskom is sustainable, but you cannot believe how things have changed from the very recent past. Eskom's got too much coal now. Eskom is producing too much electricity. They're actually shutting down power stations. They're actually going to all the big smelter operators and saying, please turn your smelting operation on and take electricity from us because we've got too much electricity but not enough money. So please restart your smelters. So it's amazing. So with Eskom, with Exxaro, they've cancelled the Arnott mine. They're not delivering coal anymore, and they've actually dropped their coal output from all the other mines because their stockpiles are so high. They're just so much more efficient with the new power stations coming on stream, and they're not running these machines at 101% capacity anymore. So they actually using less coal. You can't believe it.
But the operative word, the operative term is that they don't have money.
They don't have money.
So they're not sustainable without money. Eskom,
no,
I'm
look,
talking
but
about.
Eskom has got to be sustainable because otherwise we'd all be in deep trouble here. So Eskom is sustainable.
The problem is, of course, the cost of all the new Medupi and Kusile power stations, that has to be paid for. So prices went up, and then people started conserving electricity, and it's a bit of a nasty one. That's why the coal truckers from the Middelburg area are trying to obstruct traffic on the N4.
Because there's no more work.
They're worrying that those contracts, for example, to supply coal down to Majuba are going to get cancelled.
Can we look at how this has impacted the share price? It hasn't yet.
Well, the traditional model there applies because obviously the iron ore assets make more money and the coal business makes more money in terms of export coal, because that's what I was talking about earlier. The price went from 50 to 85. That makes things look a little bit better. So it's an interesting one. I mean, it is the preeminent supplier, I think, of Eskom, and it's a very tight relationship because it's got excellent empowerment credentials.
Yes.
Now, Sipho Nkosi departed a while ago. Who is actually heading up Exxaro? And excuse my ignorance on this front.
I'm also ignorant on that front.
His name is Mxolisi Mgojo.
There we go.
Very established.
The man who did his homework.
Operator, mining engineer, came up through the ranks in the company. So but in good hands.
When you look at these resource companies, if you get the main resource call, are you at 9 o'clock or 5 minutes to midnight? You get that right, you know what the share price is doing. It almost doesn't even matter what area they're in and what contracts they got, and it almost doesn't matter, quite frankly.
It just is
dependent. It's a one-trick
pony.
Right. Their best asset is the Grootgeluk mine, which is the one that supplies the new Medupi power station and the old Matimba one, and then there's a coal export from there. That's up, near Valwater not Valwater, what's that place called on the Botswana border?
I can't help you.
Any event, that's all good and well. The question really of how the company goes forward strategically remains interesting. Oh yes, one final thing to say, they've got that heavy minerals, Tronox, the old Richards Bay minerals business in there as well, which they say they may spin off.
Exactly.
Titanium for the
pigment. How's that for memory?
So that might
heavy metals.
Yeah, that might give the share price a little bit of a lift. But
we've got to call it hot, not.
I'll go not hot. I prefer S32.
Just because of the single commodity exposure here.
I prefer S32.
Hot, not.
Yeah, and I just think the same message really about coal and iron ore prices being a little bit vulnerable. So I'm going to go not hot.
Yeah, you would have really surprised me had you gone hot on that with Wayne saying not hot rather.